Something is in the water. You can't see it, you can't hear it, but it's there, and it has been there, in this exact river for longer than your entire species has existed. The Amazon. 3 million square kilometers of the darkest, wettest, most alive place on the surface of this planet. And I don't mean alive in the beautiful sense. I mean alive, the way a trap is alive, coiled, patient, waiting for something to make a mistake. There are places on this earth that look like paradise, the kind of place where morning light turns the water gold and birds cross the sky like something out of a painting. The Amazon is one of those places. And that is exactly the problem. Tonight, we're going in. 10 creatures, each one more impossible than the last. Each one a weapon built over millions of years in complete isolation in the most competitive ecosystem this planet has ever produced. And by the time we're done, you will never look at still water the same way again. The ghost of all serpents. Before we get to what's alive in the Amazon right now, we need to talk about what used to be. Because what currently hunts in this river, it learned from something older, something that no longer exists. And the fact that it no longer exists should not comfort you. 58 million years ago, this basin was home to the largest snake that has ever existed. 13 meters long, over a ton in weight, a body wider than a grown man's chest. Titanoboa. It didn't chase prey. It didn't need to. It would lie in the warm black water, completely still, completely invisible, and wait. Not for minutes, not for hours. It would wait for days if necessary, because in a world with no clocks and no calendars, patience is not a virtue, it's a strategy. When something came close enough, the coils would settle around it, not violently, almost gently. And every time that animal exhaled, the coils would tighten just a little more, just enough to fill the space the lungs had just given up, until there was nothing left to exhale. It's been extinct for 50 million years, but look at what still lives in this river today, and you'll see its architecture everywhere. The same patience, the same stillness, the same geometry of the coil. The Amazon didn't forget its first monster. It just made smaller versions of it. The river executioner. 6 meters, 400 kilograms, 8 million years of evolution spent perfecting one thing: the ambush. The black cayman doesn't hunt the way you'd expect. It doesn't stalk, doesn't pursue, doesn't make itself known. It becomes part of the river. Just 2 eyes above the surface, barely moving, and it waits for the world to make a mistake near it. The current does the rest. The current brings things to it. A capybara comes to the water at 3 in the morning. The night is still. Nothing feels wrong. It has done this 1,000 times before. And 40 meters away, something begins a slow, silent, diagonal drift through the current, not swimming towards it, but moving with the water, arriving from the side, using the river itself as cover. 0.4 of a second. That's how long the attack takes. Then the river closes over, the ripples spread, and the cayman is completely still again, as if nothing happened, as if nothing is ever going to happen. Because for the cayman, nothing did. This is just Tuesday, the god of chokes. 9 meters, 250 kilograms, a body so wide at its thickest point that you could not wrap your arms around it. And it spends most of its life completely underwater, completely invisible, looking exactly like a submerged log on the riverbed. The green anaconda doesn't need venom, it doesn't need speed, it doesn't need to chase anything. It just needs you to get close enough. Here's what the kill actually looks like. The jaws grab, not to wound, just to anchor. Then the coils arrive. They don't crush immediately. They settle, like something getting comfortable. And every single time the prey breathes out, the coils take that space, just a centimeter. The next breath is smaller than the last, and the one after that, smaller still. 3 minutes. That's usually all it takes. The forest watches, and the forest, as always, doesn't say anything. The living lightning. Everything we've seen so far uses something ancient and physical: teeth, muscle, coils, weight, things that make sense, things you can picture and understand, and on some level prepare for. Quiet, significant, drop it like a card face up on the table. The electric eel. Deep, each word its own weight. This number should feel impossible. 860 volts, that's what it can produce, the highest bioelectrical output of any living creature on Earth. Whisper the last clause, enough to stop a human heart. Factual, let the mechanism do the work. It doesn't chase prey. It maps the water around it with low-voltage pulses, like a biological radar system, reading the environment in 3 dimensions through water that no human eye can see through. When it locates a target, it curls its body into a U-shape, positive pole on one end, negative on the other, and fires. Every muscle in the prey contracts simultaneously. Complete paralysis. It's over before the prey's nervous system has finished registering what happened. Build. Let the wrongness land. This is the line that should most unsettle. And here's what should keep you up at night. When threatened by something larger, a cayman, a human wading through shallow water, the eel leaps out of the water, presses its body against the threat, and discharges at direct contact, because it figured out that skin to skin delivers more voltage than water. Flat, one beat, full stop. It figured that out. The swarm. Alone, a piranha is actually a timid fish. It flees from shadows. It avoids conflict. It spends most of its day being cautious about things much larger than itself. There is genuinely nothing particularly frightening about one piranha. Slow, cold, let this land like a door closing. The terrifying part is that piranhas are never alone. Factual, steady, let the biology do the horror. A single drop of blood diluted into 200 liters of water, they detect it. The school orients, and then something shifts through the water. A chemical and electrical signal passed through the entire group simultaneously, and what was a school of fish becomes something that has no accurate name in any language. Not a predator, a process. 3 punches, deep, flat, each one its own full stop. 60 kilograms, stripped to bone, under 5 minutes. Warmer, conversational, you know these people, then the last line cold and quiet. Local fishermen on the Amazon aren't scared of caimans. They respect the anaconda, but they've learned to watch for it. They've developed instincts around the things they can see. Slow, shift. They're scared of wading into dark water at dusk when the piranhas haven't eaten. Whisper. There's a reason for that.
5 creatures, 5 different ways this river has learned to kill. A prehistoric colossus whose patience rewrote the rules of ambush. A reptile that became the river itself. A snake that turned breathing into a countdown. A fish that reinvented violence from the ground up. And a swarm that doesn't think, it just processes. And here is what all 5 of them have in common. Not one of them is in a hurry. Not one of them is angry. Not one of them is trying to survive. They are simply doing what they were built to do, in the place they were built to do it, with the precision that took 50 million years to perfect. But we are only halfway through. 5 more are waiting. A frog the size of your thumb that carries enough toxin to kill 10 people. A bat that drinks from you in the dark while you sleep and you never feel it. A spider that doesn't hide, it hunts. An ant whose sting makes grown men lose consciousness. And a shark, 4,000 kilometers from the ocean, in this river. Part 2 is already coming. Every one of those 5 gets the same treatment. No shortcuts, no filler, just the truth about what these animals actually are and what they actually do. If you want to be there when it drops, subscribe, hit the bell. It takes 3 seconds and it means you won't miss it. The Amazon doesn't wait. Neither should you.